G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode 3 of this spin the wheel rebuild. In today's video I'm going to be rebuilding another NBA team, hoping to finally win an NBA championship. Some minor tweaks I've done is I've turned off injuries from now and I've turned off these trade restrictions, because in real life I think you can trade rookies and trade whenever you trade for someone you can trade them straight away, and instead of waiting the couple months they make you wait here. So I'm going to spin the wheel here, and the team we're going to land on is the team I'm going to rebuild. Make sure to check out the previous episodes to see which teams I've already done, and in today's going to be doing the San Antonio Spurs. And I feel like this team is in a weird position because I feel like they should probably blow the team up. I mean, they've got some nice players, but they're all near the end of their careers, like DeRozan and Aldridge. So I might look to get rid of them next season, but I might re-sign them just so I can trade them, because as you know, in the first years of these rebuilds, I tend to just leave everything as it is and just sim the year and see how they go. But you see, DeRozan's our best player. They've actually got him as a power forward now at 87 overall. But they've got some good young players in DeJounte Murray, Keldon Johnson, who I really like the look of. Derek White, still pretty young, 26, but probably not young enough to really grow into a star in 2K. And then Vassell's a young prospect. Same with Lonnie Walker. And then you got Trey Lyles, who won't be here, and then Samanich and a couple other players that'll probably be getting moved on very soon. But yeah, here's the starting lineup for Season 1. It's going to be DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Johnson, DeRozan, Aldridge. And yeah, I was just checking out the contract extensions, because I probably will re-sign DeRozan, hopefully. Although I probably will trade him next season, as I mentioned earlier. And we do have all our picks, at least all our first round picks. As we sim to the end of Season 1, we're actually very, very bad. 27 and 55. As always, make sure to pause if you want to look at the awards, because I'll tend to just skip through them, because they're normally always the same. Giannis or Luka will win MVP, and then Giannis will win Defensive Player of the Year or someone like that. But yeah, all NBA teams. Not going to be seeing any Spurs in any of these, I'd suspect. Possibly a third team with DeRozan, but probably not. And nothing. And yeah, the all-rookie teams, I don't think we had any in them either. But obviously we didn't make the playoffs, only 27 wins. You see our chemistry went from, I think at the start of the beginning of the year it was at 80%, now it's at 45%. Lakers the number 1 seed, nothing too surprising there. We're nearly the worst team in the league. I think, who was it, the Thunder that were a little bit worse? And then Detroit and Indiana, surprisingly, were very bad in this year. But you see the stats here, DeRozan was the only one who really did anything. DeJounte Murray was okay, he had good shooting splits, but didn't really take many. And DeRozan's 3-point tendency looks like it's on 0 for some reason. Hope 2K fixes that, but you know they won't. But this dude, Keldon Johnson, looks to be alright as well. Vassell shot terribly, so maybe I'll have to look at getting something for him. But we're going to sim through the first year of the playoffs here. My pick would be Lakers Nets finals. It's actually going to be 76ers and the Pelicans. There's going to be the 76ers sweeping them, and Embiid puts up historic numbers, you'd think, there to win Finals MVP. And it's going to be our coach, Greg Popovich, actually retires, so we're going to have to get our new coach. As we get into the lottery here, we have the 6th best chance of getting the number 1 pick, and we end up getting the number 2 pick, so we moved up from 6 to 2, which is a good sign. So hopefully we can get an absolute beast in the draft. And that guy we're going to pick, we're just going to pick the best player available, and it's going to be Dennis Brewer, a point guard. Hopefully he can be the answer. If he really develops into something special, I can move DeJounte Murray into that shooting guard role. He's big enough and good enough defensively that he can slide into that role. And you see, if we got that number 1 pick, we missed out on a beast center. I think he's from Russia, but he isn't coming over yet. The Thunder have just got rights on him for the future. But you see, I'm going to accept nearly all of these options here, except for Eubanks, because he's trash, so I'm not doing that. And Kawhi Leonard's going to decline, so he's a free agent. Can I get him? I could probably try to, but I don't think it'd be the most realistic thing. And I don't want to do Kawhi, because I've already done Clippers in the past, so I've had my time with Kawhi, so I'm not going to go for him this time. I'm going to try to re-sign DeRozan, and then probably flip him, because he's probably going to regress. But I did give Jared Allen a contract, although the Cavs do get to match it. but I'm just going to be throwing the bag at him. See if I can get both, but I can't because of the salary cap. So I'm going to go DeRozan, because I think if I agree to Jared Allen, I think then they get to decide if they want to match it or not. So it's too much of a risk to get no one, so I just decided to go with DeMar here and then flip him eventually. But yeah, hopefully we can improve on this record. Be hard not to. 27 wins, that is atrocious. And you see that Kawhi did re-sign with the Clippers, as we see the progression now. DeJounte Murray goes up, DeRozan falls off a cliff there, Vassell goes up a lot, Derek White went up a tiny bit, Johnson actually didn't go up at all, so that's a little bit concerning considering he's only 21 years old. But I'm surprised Vassell went up so much when he had a pretty bad season, in my opinion, looking at the stats. Not even shooting 40% from the field, so... But hey, if he gets better, hopefully he'll be a lot better this season. And you see some guys I signed, like Hassan Whiteside in the off-season as well. As we get to the training camps now, obviously just going to be doing untapped potential. I don't think anything else is really worth doing when you're doing these rebuilds. Untapped potential is just the best camp to do, so I'm going to send Keldon Johnson there for one of them. And then I'm going to send Vassell for the second. Unfortunately, he doesn't go up there. And then I'm going to give it to my rookie, Dennis Brewer. He only has B+ potential, so I really want to get that up because I think he can be a star. 21 years old, 79 overall as a point guard. He could be the answer. As we give it to him here. Thought I'd just double check, because the last thing you want to do is waste an untapped potential on someone who's already maxed out or isn't going to get that good. But we go to the power rankings now, see where they rank us, and they put us at number 10, so that's decent, I don't mind that. I was expecting to be a lot lower, to be honest. As you see the starting lineup there. And you see the trades we're just getting some unprotected first round picks for the future. And this is our big trade here. We're going to be sending DeMar DeRozan and Jerry and Grant for Rudy Gobert, who will hopefully be a beast center for us in this rebuild. And since we've got another center, we're going to look to trade Jakob Poeltl. We're going to get a lottery protected first from the Magic. And Derek White was very, very average during the season. You see we're 18 and 35, so we need to change stuff. And we ended up getting Clint Capella as well, so we have a monster front court in Gobert and Capella. And even Whiteside if you get some game time. And you see that really turned around our season. And we ended up doing really well in the second half of the year. And we ended up going 38 and 44. So an 11 game improvement. Team chemistry is pretty high at 76%. But I doubt we're going to get into the playoffs. But if we did, it'd definitely be an 8 seed. As Rick Carlisle's your coach of the year. No real surprise. The Dallas Mavericks are just insane in these rebuilds because they have Luka Doncic. You see the awards there. Rudy Gobert making an all-defensive team, and I'm assuming, and Dennis Brewer making an all-rookie first team, so that's good to see. And we're actually going to sneak in as the 8th seed. You see the stats here. We're a very well-rounded team, especially since we traded DeMar DeRozan, who made DeJounte Murray a shooting guard, and that actually has helped him reach his potential as well. He's going to be simming around, not really expecting much out of this series, but we actually go up 2-0 against Dallas. And all of a sudden we're up 3-1 and we advance to the semi-finals. Was not expecting that, but it's Dennis Brewer, the rookie, leading us to victory. Averaging 25 points and 5 assists a game on good shooting, and Rudy Gobert's been a monster in the middle there, averaging a double-double. And Capella has been good off the bench as well, although he might be playing power forward at this stage. Not too sure. But we've got another tough opponent now in the Lakers with LeBron and AD. Montrez, they've brought in Devontae Graham, Kelly Olynyk. So yeah, but not expecting to win this series, but I said that for the first round as well, so you never know. And we actually go up 2-1 here, 3-1. Lakers force it to a game 7, so I'm going to simcast this match and hope for the best. As we have a bad first quarter, but that second quarter was monstrous. And we actually are going to win game 7 in LA and advance to the conference finals. This has got some like We Believe Warriors type thing going on at the moment. 38 and 44, and we make it to the conference finals. Has there ever been a team worse that's made the conference finals record-wise anyway? Because this is insane. Can we get past Phoenix and make it to the finals? In our second season of this rebuild. we go down 3-1, we manage to win one more game, but we don't make it to the finals, unfortunately. But that was a great series by Dennis Brewer. Really showed out this postseason as the Brooklyn Nets win the finals in 7 games. James Harden, your finals MVP. And Brooklyn was somehow the 7th seed, so I don't know how that works. Especially when injuries are turned off. I don't know why they're so bad. We get into the lottery here. We have pick number 15. And we go with Dion Wesley. I went for just a high potential guy. It didn't turn out. I don't think he's going to be any good. But here are all our options. We're going to accept all these, all our youngsters. They look like they have a lot of room to grow still. And I'm going to give Lonnie Walker the qualifying offer. He hasn't done much yet, but he's still young, so he can still develop. And we're actually looking to make a big trade here, and we're going to pull the trigger on this massive trade. I really was looking to fill that power forward position because we had too many centers. So I decided to let Capella go and bring in Domantas Sabonis. So I feel like I've got a really good front court now. And then with Brewer developing and Gibson, who we got from the trade. Hopefully we can be a more well-rounded team and do even better this season. As we're going to give the untapped potential camp again to Brewer after that terrific season. And you see that DeJounte Murray is actually an 87 overall now. I'm going to give him the untapped potential to see if I can get him just a little bit better, get him maybe to that 90 overall mark. And then Keldon Johnson, he's going to go to an A potential. So this is your starting lineup. Gibson, Murray, Johnson, Sabonis, Gobert. Then our star Brewer, who's actually a 6th man at the moment, but he might be a starter. But Gibson, who I got with Sabonis, just seems to be an absolute beast. So maybe this trade's going to be better than expected. And you see power rankings, we've gone from 10th to 7th now, so hopefully that means we're going to be a great team this season. As you see, Milwaukee have actually brought in Westbrook. And then the Thunder are the number 2 ranked team in the league because of that rookie that they drafted who's an absolute beast. And there you see another trade we did for a 1st round pick. And then I just wanted to shave some salary there, so I brought in Avery Bradley. And we're going to do a bit better this season again, slowly improving. We get to 46 wins, 36 losses. So an improvement of 8 wins again from last season. So as long as we keep trending in that direction, hopefully we can win a title soon. But I think we definitely overachieved last season with 38 wins and making it all the way to the conference finals. But I do like the look of this team. We're just a well-rounded team. You see DeJounte Murray making an all-defensive team there. This time we're the 6th seed going against the 3rd seeded Pelicans. They're the stats, Gibson and Sabonis. Brewer, Murray and Johnson all averaging double figures. So it's a little worrying that I don't see Gobert there. He should be scoring a bit more. And the shooting splits are decent. Some of them are pretty low. Keldon Johnson I thought should be shooting a bit better. But we're going against 2K's love child basically here in the Pelicans. Brought in Josh Richardson as well in their starting lineup, so he gives them a bit of a boost. And I'm not expecting to get past the Pelicans with Zion and Ingram just absolutely lighting it up all the time. And we go out in the 1st round, so a little bit disappointing to make it to the conference finals and then go back to a 1st round exit, but our record did improve, so hopefully next season we can be even better. Keep this improvement going season to season. As you see, Phoenix winning the NBA Finals with Devin Booker winning the Finals MVP. And we go into the lottery. Don't have any lottery picks, unfortunately, so we're going to be stuck with pick 20. As we get into the off-season. And we ended up signing just a European player, so we won't see him till the year after. And we're going to accept these options on our 2 beast point guards, Gibson and Brewer. And qualifying offers we're going to give to Keldon Johnson and Thorpe at this stage. Although I'm pretty sure 2K screws you over with these qualifying offers, and they always let the players do it anyway. But I decided to get rid of Gobert here, free up some cap room and try to sign Nikola Jokic, probably my favourite player in the whole league besides LeBron. But Gobert was only going to get worse from here on out, and I saw that Nikola Jokic was a free agent. I thought he'd just be perfect for this squad and this team. And we are his favourite. I was a little bit worried. I thought he'd go to Houston, but he has accepted to come to San Antonio, and he might just put us over the top. And we actually managed to get Durant as well. but I decided to go with Jokic for a little bit less money, and Durant's only going to be regressing, whereas Jokic I think has a few more years at the top of his game. And I'm going to try to sign Nikola Jokic here, but you're going to see what I did accidentally here, and I'm such an idiot for doing this. I didn't know about the cap situation, and I wanted to match the Keldon Johnson contract, and I went to accept both, but little did I know I could only do one, and the computer decides to keep Keldon Johnson over Nikola Jokic, so I miss out on my superstar. That would have been great for the team, and now I've gotten rid of Gobert, Capella, and Jokic, and now I'm centerless, so I had to go out and sign a center, and luckily I could get Mo Bamba on I think it was a 3-year deal. I ended up getting him. As I start making trades again, just before the start of the season, try to get a bit more draft capital. As we get into the progression here, Gibson goes up by 3 overall. A lot of green though. You see Thorpe, our power forward, so he's going to be a good backup to Sabonis in that power forward position. As I get into my untapped potential camps again, I'm going to send Brewer to 1, get him to an A potential. Him and Gibson are just a great point guard duo there. So we don't lack anything off the bench. I feel like we've got a very, very good bench. But obviously in 2K everyone progresses a bit too much and too soon, I feel like. But I'm going to give Gibson untapped potential as well and just let them battle it out for that point guard position. But there you see the lineup. It's looking quite good. And I'm expecting big things as we are the #1 ranked team according to 2K and the power rankings. Not sure why we don't have anyone over 90 overall. As you see the OKC, their beast center's already in 97 overall. But we do very well in this season. We ended up improving yet again, 50 and 32. So not a big of an improvement as other seasons, but still a 4-game improvement. So hopefully we can be a higher seed and hopefully win a round or 2 this season. But yeah, I just can't believe I messed up that Nikola Jokic signing. Look at that, he went back to Denver, all NBA first team. And man, he would have been so perfect on this team. He could just take over like that Tim Duncan role. Just be an absolute beast for years to come. And I feel like he would have put us over the top. But yeah, very disappointing. And we're going to be going against the 5 seed OKC Thunder. Gibson had a great year, averaging 24 points a game on 50% shooting, over 40% from 3 as well. So he was very good. But we're going to be going against the absolute godlike center from Russia, I think, Igor. Not even going to try to pronounce his last name. But we win game 1, lose game 2, and OKC look like they're going to run away with this now. Up 3-1. Going to change the lineup a little bit, just adjust the rotation. We win one more game. We force it to a game 7, so you never know. Maybe we come back from a 3-1 deficit. But we start off very terrible in the first half. We couldn't get back into it. And we get eliminated at home to the OKC Thunder. So very disappointing. Going out in the first round for the 2nd straight year. But as long as our record keeps improving, hopefully that'll translate to playoff success at some point. But you know how 2K is, 8 seeds tend to do really well for some reason, as shown before. Just when I was an 8 seed, I made it all the way to the conference finals. But you see here, we actually win the lottery here. I think we had the 7th best odds, and we get the #1 pick. And after a little bit of scouting and looking, there wasn't actually a great #1 pick option, so I decided to trade the #1 pick and Keldon Johnson, who I shouldn't have even brought back. It was a mistake. He hasn't been playing very well, and I'm going to get Jaren Jackson Jr. and RJ Barrett, and hopefully they will be the missing piece to this team and just well rounded out, and will hopefully solidify us as a championship team now. And they're both still pretty young, so they can still improve. Let me know if that was a dumb trade. I don't think I would have done it, but I don't think I saw anyone that was worthy of like the #1 pick. I didn't see a great like 80, 85 overall type rookie, like no superstars. But you see here, I've got a couple of free agents here, so I'm going to look to re-sign DeJounte Murray and Sabonis on big deals, as they do deserve it, but it's going to just not allow me to sign any superstars like Nikola Jokic or anyone for years to come now. So I'm going all in on this core now. DeJounte Murray, Sabonis, Brewer, Gibson, Jaren Jackson, RJ Barrett. I've basically gone all out here this season to try to win the title. Gave up that number 1 pick to focus on the win now mentality. And you see the player progression, it's still a lot of green. Gibson's only getting better. Jaren Jackson Jr. You see we have a lot of 85 plus overall players on this squad. As we get back to the untapped potential, going to give it to Gibson again, try to get him maxed out. And we do to A+. And then who will I throw the others to? I'll give it to Jaren Jackson Jr. And then I'll give it to this Thorpe guy, power forward, who I think I drafted a couple years ago. But yeah, hopefully in the future, in rebuilds, I might go a different route. But in this one, it looks like I've just built through the draft and then just done a couple blockbuster trades. As you see the lineup there. Team chemistry's at an all-time low, basically, at 30%. We actually go down in the power rankings. We're ranked at number 7. As OKC are number 1 again. No real surprise with their basically 99 overall center. And then it's Boston. And we go on to have our best season so far. So we're still improving. And we win 59 games. Lose 23. So just couldn't get to that 60 mark. Luka MVP again. He's just going to rack them up in all these rebuilds I do. So hopefully he'll be this good when I eventually rebuild the Dallas Mavericks. You see here, we didn't win Coach of the Year, unfortunately. That would be Sidney Lowe. Not sure what team he coaches. But you see the All-NBA teams. LaMelo Ball was actually on All-NBA first team with Zion Williamson. The other 3 you'd expect. All-NBA second team, I think that was Patrick Williams. Was not expecting that. But yeah, you see the team chemistry is now at 66%. You'd think it'd be a bit higher with all the winning we've been doing. And especially since we're the number 1 team in the league. As we check the stats here, it's been Gibson, 21 points per game. And then Jaren Jackson Jr. and RJ Barrett doing well. Look at all the double-figure scorers I have. It's absolutely insane. So really embracing this Spurs-type way, where it's just a well-teamed game, no real superstars. And we're going against our former center in Rudy Gobert. Hopefully we beat him, because that'd be the last thing you want to do, lose to an 8 seed. And we advance, going up against the OKC Thunder again, who eliminated us the year before, and I think that was Westbrook that brought back. So he's returned to the Thunder, looking to do well, looking to finally get them a title we couldn't do the first time he was with them. But yeah, here we go, against the 5th seed OKC Thunder. What can we get out of this? Can we advance? As you see in the Eastern Conference, it's Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Thought I'd just check the playoff stats first. And it's Gibson who's really stepped his game up during the playoffs. My God. Nearly 27 points a game in that first round. As we go up 2-1, 3-1, and we advance to the conference finals for the 2nd time in this rebuild. As I just wanted to check the stats to see if Gibson's still going crazy. A little bit of a drop off, but not too bad. He's still playing really well. And we're facing the Dallas Mavericks with Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Kevin Love as well. So they lost Porzingis, but they brought in Durant. So that's probably, not even probably, it's definitely an upgrade, even though Kevin Durant's a lot older. And we start down 2-0, but we go on to win the next 4 and advance to the NBA Finals against the Philadelphia 76ers behind Donnell Gibson, Jaren Jackson Jr. and RJ Barrett. And you see their lineup of Ben Simmons, Sekou Doumbouya and Joel Embiid. They've already won 1 title in this rebuild. Will they beat me and get their 2nd? We got up 2-0. But 76ers make a massive comeback. And they go up 3-2 as I look to adjust the rotation. You see, I don't actually have Sabonis. Sabonis is actually coming off the bench now. Thorpe's taken his position. We've got quite a big lineup. As we're simming Game 6 here. It's a very close, but the Philadelphia 76ers just were too good in the second half. I'm assuming Joel Embiid's probably going to be a Finals MVP as they go on to win their 2nd title in this rebuild, and we lose in the NBA Finals. Yep, Embiid, your Finals MVP. Nothing too surprising there. But hopefully we can improve again next year in the final season of this rebuild, season 6. And if we keep improving every season, hopefully this will be the year we win the title. As you see, we have the 6th best odds, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 11th. So all those trades we did early on this rebuild were for this draft, and unfortunately none of them really jumped up. We've got picks 7, 8, 9, and I couldn't find any good trades to get an absolute superstar. So unfortunately I had to draft all these rookies. So if this was like a 10, 15 year rebuild, we'd probably be very well off having all these young guns. But unfortunately, that's not what this video is. And I couldn't find any good trades, so I've just had to draft these guys and have them sit on the bench for the last year of the rebuild. As you see, I'm gonna keep the rights to 5 of these rookies that I drafted. Actually, yeah, all 5 of them. And Jaren Jackson's actually going to decline his player option, so hopefully I can re-sign him this off-season. Not sure if we're going to have the cap room, to be honest. But you see the qualifying offers, obviously going to give them to Brewer and Gibson. So if they don't find a deal, they can come back on that short contract, or I'll just match the contracts given to them, hopefully. And yeah, not worry about those minimum type guys who just, you seem to rotate the bench in these rebuilds, especially with no injuries, no real need for them. But yeah, going to be heading into free agency now. Not going to be able to sign any superstars, obviously, because I don't have any cap room. But Tatum was the big fish in this year's, and everyone was after my guy, Donnell Gibson, who's been very good for us during this rebuild. Not so much Brewer. But yeah, I'm going to match the offer for Gibson here, just a 3-year, $95 million deal. And I'm just going to renounce the rights on all the minimum type guys. So I'm going to keep him on the squad. Wouldn't mind going after like a Dame Lillard, but he's 35 and going to be asking for way too much, so I can't afford him. And I'm going to look to re-sign Jaren Jackson here shortly, who I actually didn't know I didn't have on the squad until I saw him pop up here, and I was like, oh my god, I got to make sure I can keep him. So I looked to see who was after him, and it's going to be my rivals, the Thunder. So I had to make sure I offered a better deal than them. So I just gave him the whole truckload, the whole bank, and hopefully he will accept, which he will, because obviously I have bird rights, so I can offer him more years, therefore more money. And luckily he accepted it. But this is where I made another mistake. I didn't have enough money to re-sign Brewer, so I decided to make a trade, Sabonis and one of my rookies, for De'Aaron Fox and a first-round pick. I think this is the second time I've gotten De'Aaron Fox in a rebuild, so I've got to remember not to always go after De'Aaron Fox. I'm just a big fan. I think he's a great player. But yeah, Dennis Brewer here. I thought I'd free up enough cap room, but I haven't. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to keep Dennis Brewer, who was the guy that took us to the conference finals in the second year of this rebuild, unexpectedly. But this is the lineup for the final year of this rebuild. Gibson, Murray, Barrett, Jackson Jr., Mo Bamba with De'Aaron Fox, Thorpe, Connaughton, and Mitchell off the bench. So a lot of depth there, a lot of great players. Second ranked team behind the Thunder, who have got Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Clark, and they've got their godlike center, Igor, 99 overall. And then Lakers are the third ranked with Jaylen Brown, looks like he's replaced LeBron James, who would have retired, and Anthony Davis. So yeah, hoping for a good finish to this rebuild here last season. See if we can win the title in our last year. And we actually don't improve this season. This is the first year we regressed as a team. We're only winning 55 games. I say only, it's still really good, 55 games. 55 game win season, you definitely take that. But we actually lost 4 wins compared to the previous season. But hopefully we can have some more postseason success. As you see again, all NBA teams, make sure to pause the video if you want to check. But we're going to be going against Sacramento Kings, and I think Sabonis, because I believe that's where we got De'Aaron Fox from, unless he was somewhere else, but I don't think he was. So, and you see the stats there, Jaren Jackson Jr. actually led the team in scoring with Gibson, and then De'Aaron Fox off the bench, putting up nearly 20 points per game. And everyone's shooting phenomenally, except for Mo Bamba, when that shouldn't be the case because he's a center, but maybe his 3-point and mid-range tendencies are just too high. We're going to be going against the Sacramento Kings here, and their boy Marvin Bagley, who just develops like crazy in this game, and they've got a really good point guard as well. But yeah, here we are. De'Aaron Fox is going to be starting. We are the number 2 seed, hoping to get past Sacramento. And in the last season of this rebuild, we go down 2-1, we go down 3-1, classic 2K, you win 55 games, and you go out in the first round most likely. So I decided to change the lineup again, and this time I put Gibson back in the starting lineup. We win game 5, but we lose in 6 to the Sacramento Kings. So very disappointing. Another episode of this rebuild where we don't win the championship. I might be the worst rebuilder on YouTube. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps me out, guys. And if you're still here at the end of the video, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.